Hi, it's Madison. Marmar has come to say hi for once. You saying hi to the people? Yeah? Just two Scorpio girlies. I have not filmed a video in quite a long time, but I thought it would be fun to go over my TBR. My physical TBR, to be specific, which is very large. And I might have a problem. So I wanted to go over quickly what I'm currently reading though, because it's technically on my TBR, but also I'm getting through it as we speak. The first one being A Court of Silver Flames, of course. You know, I've been keeping you guys up on reading this series. I started this book right after I finished A Court of Frost and Starlight, and it's been slow and hard to read, I'm not gonna lie. I've been in such a reading slump, which is why I didn't film a July reading recap, because I didn't read anything except for ACOTAR books, and I already make full-blown videos on those, as well as I literally only read 3 of them, and this one I got stuck on and haven't read since. And as you can see, I'm not very far into it. Literally, let's see, 12 chapters in. So I'm very much struggling. So if you have any comments on how to get through this, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm also currently reading A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This book I have been currently reading for a long time. So if you know anything about this book, it is very dark, very emotional, and trauma-filled, and a lot of people cannot get through this book. And when they do, they're crying buckets. So I've really been taking my time with it, because you really have to be in the right mental state to be able to read this. So, and I haven't really been recently, so kind of taking it slow. I am 202 pages in on chapter 3. So one thing I don't like about this book is that the chapters are so long. Like I said, I'm on chapter 3, 200 pages. But I'm actually tabbing this book, and I'm really taking my time with it because I've heard it is just amazing. And from what I have read, I know it's going to be one of my favorite books. Apparently it's one of Tate's favorites too. He's off camera rubbing on this book. But if you're curious, for my tabbing system for this book, I have the characters in general. So since Jude is the main character, I have a whole tab just for him, which is this red tab. And then for all the other characters, JB, Willem, and Malcolm, I have this gray tab. And then I have 3 other tabs. I have a sobbing tab because I knew this book would be sad. I have a writing/impactful tab because the writing in this book is ridiculously amazing. And then I have a what the fuck/dark tab. The writing is crazy. I've also been underlining stuff in my book, and it's been such a fun process, but it takes a long time. This line is so cute. Feel a warm, watery rush of happiness and thankfulness, as if an ocean were rising up in his chest. Her writing style is just amazing. It's just so sad it's hard to get through. But this one, constant hummingbird flutter of his eyelids and the way his hand was curled into a fist so tight that Willem could see the ocean green threads of veins jumping under the back of his hand. So I might do a read along with me for this book, starting at page 200. I really want to get back into it. It's just been hard, so hard, but it's a beautiful book, and I'm excited to continue reading it. So my actual TBR consists of over 40 plus books that I physically have, which is why I'm saying I have a problem. But I'm going to share with you some of the ones I am the most excited about right now. My girlfriend's mom got me this book, The Song of Achilles, and this has been a want for a really long time. And I didn't realize Costco had such good deals on books, even comparatively to Target. So this was only $10, where it's usually $13 and up. So I got it, and I've heard this is a really good book. And I just think that the whole Greek mythology is really cool. I've never read anything like that, so I thought I would try and dive into that. But I'm really excited to sometime, hopefully soon, finish or even start this book. I haven't even started it. Another book that I recently got that I bought myself is The Six of Crows. So I'm kind of on my fantasy kick right now. I've never really been big into fantasy except for like Harry Potter, which I read when I was young. But after reading ACOTAR, I've realized that fantasy is actually one of my favorite categories to read right now. So I'm gonna try The Six of Crows because I've heard amazing things about it. I'm also thinking of possibly trying The Fourth Wing. I've heard amazing things about that. So we'll see. But yeah, this is another highly anticipated read for me. I also saw like the Netflix sticker, which really intrigued me. So after I finish reading it, I can watch the show because I love comparing books to like movies and shows. It's like one of my favorite things. So another series that I'm really wanting to read is Throne of Glass. So Haley, my girlfriend, bought me the Assassin's Blade, but I still have not decided on what order I want to read this book series in. Also, it is 8 books, and I'm sorry, I love Sarah J Maas, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm reading ACOTAR, but her book series are so detailed and long, and they take a lot out of you, so I'm just not ready to start this right now. I don't even know what reading order I'm going to be doing this in. I don't even know if I'm going to start with this book or Throne of Glass. If you have any advice about that, let me know. But as of right now, I'm just glad that I have one of the books and I know I'll start it soon, someday. Another book I've been really excited to read is Stephen King's On Writing book because I love writing. My friend Laura, who has a YouTube channel as well, she's been posting a lot of writing content and how she's writing a novel and all these poems, and I also write poetry, but I never like share that or anything. And I want to get better at what I love to do, so I'm really excited to read this book, and hopefully after I read it I'll be inspired to start writing my own. And then the next 4 I actually got while thrifting, and I don't know that much about them, but I'm excited about them. The only one I do know about is The Maid. This has been a really popular book. I found this at Goodwill for literally $1. So obviously I picked it up and I'm gonna try it. I've heard mixed emotions about it, but I couldn't deny it. A murder mystery sort of thing from what I know. So I'm excited about that. These 3 I really don't know very much about. So this one is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. Had never heard of it prior, but apparently in reviews it was saying like giving Harry Potter vibes, and I love Harry Potter. Also, whenever a book has a map, you know it's gonna be a good book. So I'm really excited for this one. Also, it's just so stunning. And then this one is a set/series, I believe. I don't know how many other books are in the series, but there's Wild Lands and Savage Lands from what I know of. And it was kind of giving ACOTAR vibes. Also, they're like brand new at the thrift store. Like literally almost never read. They have a very similar storyline to ACOTAR, and I really like that, so I thought that I'd pick those up and give it a try. As for a familiar face, I picked up Jeanette Walls's book Half Broke Horses because I love The Glass Castle. That was one of my favorite books for a really long time. It still is up there. Had no idea she had other stories, and I know that supposedly her other book is a lot better than this one, but I really want to try it because I already know her writing and I know I love her writing, and it was at Goodwill, so I might as well. Another one I found at Goodwill that I'm definitely saving for Christmas time is You Better Not Cry. It's just a ton of like sad but also funny collective stories of this guy's like life during Christmas time and his love-hate relationship with Christmas. And I just thought that was a really cool idea. Also, back here in this bookshelf, basically, not even basically, it is all Stephen King books in these 2 shelves, and they're full, like multiple levels. But I'm saving most of them for fall time because that's when I know I will really enjoy reading his books. I love like seasonal reading, especially when the book matches the season. So I'm really excited to read his horror books in the fall. But I wanted to pick out my most anticipated read by him, which is Misery. A lot of people say amazing things about this book, and I just can't wait to start it. I've just why wouldn't I want to read it? I mean, for one, it's one of his shorter books, which I appreciate, but apparently one of his like really most gruesome and dark books. So this is definitely my most anticipated Stephen King book to read. So a lot of people don't know, but I used to really not like reading, but I really got into reading by reading poetry books. My first one ever was Milk and Honey, which is I feel like everyone's first poetry book, and I really enjoyed it, and so I just started collecting them more and more. And I really do want to read Emily Dickinson poems. I've read a couple, but I saw this at Target. It's a box set for R.H. Sin, which I really love R.H. Sin's writing style, and not the best reviews on these, but it was a really good deal. It's 2 books I got it for $13 in this slipcase, and it's just gorgeous. It's called I Hope She Finds This, and the 2 books are actually titled Incipit and Veil. So I thought this would be a really fun read, especially for just some easy reads. So these are the 2 books. They're so pretty. Those I feel like are my most anticipated reads by far right now. If you know any of these books, or if you've read any of these books, I would love to hear any and everything you have to say about them. I'm just excited to get into them and learn about the worlds and exit the ACOTAR phase and go into some other things. But yeah, if you have any suggestions on what I should read first or anything else, let me know. I'm gonna link my StoryGraph account in the description if I can. That's the book source that I use to track my reading, my reviews, my data, as well as my TBR list. So if you want to add me on there, go for it. It's free, it's fun. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'm excited to hear if you have any ideas on what I should read first. But yeah, thank you for coming along with me, and I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you next time. Hopefully I have a reading recap for August or at least September. Fingers crossed, guys. Wish me the best of luck. But yeah.